Rich Risings, everybody. I got my Sunday service today, my way, and I done a meditation this morning that I was given guidance and hand mudras to be able to get knowledge and information from the fifth dimension. So if you want fifth dimensional information and you want to find new ways or different ways of accessing that information through your consciousness, then I've been given some instructions. So this may work for you. Um, I also do light language. So if you're versed in light language, then that will come in handy. If you're not, that's fine. You can use breathing techniques as well, and use breathing techniques that work for you. But start off with really, really deep, deep breaths, really deep, and then hold them until you're recalibrating like your whole nervous system. So make sure you do that first. Hard, deep breaths, hold them for a while, and remember, it's whatever's comfortable for you. I think if we do too much like instructional things, we concentrate on that too much, so just allow yourself to flow. So basically, if I just go into a little bit more of an explanation, 3 and 4 dimensional planes of consciousness are basically what we more or less operate on in Earth realm, mostly 3D, and then between the third and the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension and higher is like higher planes of consciousness. The fifth dimension is where Atlantis exists. So it's like a parallel universe, if you like, and it's a place of all knowledge, basically, and higher. So if you want to access things that are good for your light body, then that's where you get fifth dimensional light from, basically, which it activates our light body on the third and the fourth dimension. It's almost like that's how you rise up and ascend in your consciousness, in your light body. Anyway, that's just my take on it. So the instructions are, let me just do this because we're going to do some hand mudras. And what was ironic, actually, I say ironic, I met a spirit guide there, and it was neither man or woman. It was a masculine, feminine energy, so it felt like both. But it was actually, she was in a. I say she because it was more feminine energy looking, but she was a cheetah. So she was a cheetah humanoid type body in a human body, clothed, but face of a cheetah. So be open-minded, by the way, guys. Remember, my page is full of. I always say that it's like a bag of nuts, a bag of mixed nuts. When you come here, you never know what you're going to get. But I am a medium and a multi-dimensional being that has access to higher dimensions. So I like to share those things with my peeps and people that feel that they can also connect on that level of thinking. So yeah. So anyway, enough of the talk, let's get to it. So I wrote it all down. So basically it says here that you can, in order to connect to the fifth dimension, you've got to pass through the fourth dimension. You don't want to stay there. You don't want to linger there or anything like that. So if you can use light language that will get you there quicker. So if you start your meditation off, do your breathing, calibrate your breathing, get into your light body, and connect with your light language or your breath. Okay. And the light language will help you get there quicker, basically. So use light language in the beginning of your meditation if you can. And if not, again, connect with breath. And you'll know when to move on. But just don't hang around there for too long with too much thoughts. Use that deep breathing to like clear all of that shit out of our minds, right? So you can create a clear, safe passage for you to be able to gain access to fifth dimensional information. So to connect with the fifth dimension, you have to go through the fourth. Light language gets you there. So and to get you there at the same time, they showed me a mudra. So on my left hand for the fourth dimension, you put your 2 fingers like this and 2 fingers down, and you rest this thumb next to it, and you rest that down on your knee downwards like this whilst you're breathing. And then and to gain access to the fifth dimension and to get there quicker, the mudra for your right hand would be the 2 fingers with your thumb over it. So fourth is thumb next to it. Fifth dimensional mudra is the right hand with your thumb and two fingers over. So you put the fourth dimension down on your knee, and you can hold your hand up like that if it's comfortable, or you can have it this way up on your knee. So you've got the fourth down and the fifth up. And then, yeah, you just use access. You use that to gain access to fifth dimensional consciousness. And it's all in your third eye. So allow that information to come through. You can have a pen and paper available if that's what you need. I usually just write mine down. And yeah, they just said that knowledge is here, and they spelt here as in not here as in a place, but here as in listening. So knowledge is here, fifth dimensional information. So that was basically that. And also just to add a little bit of context, during my meditation, the cheetah god, I put god, goddess. So it was like a god, goddess, both at the same time. And the cheetah put her head on my head, because I was using light language all the way up to that point. Once I reached the fifth dimension, the cheetah appeared as a spirit guide and rested her forehead on my head and said, we don't use language here. And then the rest was telepathy, and I was getting information. I felt a hand on my back because I had a really bad back, and they said you can heal all of that. Obviously I do Reiki healing, so I know that is possible too. You use universal light force energy to heal parts of yourself in your body, and for your mental health and ailments and things like that. It's a very good ancient healing practice. But yeah, so in the fifth dimension, it has all knowledge that you need to heal yourself in Earth realm. So for instance, if you were ill and you needed information and knowledge on what herbs and natural things to use, or what type of practices and healing practices you can use to help with those things, healing yourself, as in healing mental health and things like that, like things that you're going through at the time, that is where all of the knowledge is. So once you get past the fourth dimension, which is basically what we call just outside of our consciousness, it's called almost like living hell. Like it's where all of our stuff is, if that makes sense. But we can create a balance there, and create a heaven as well. So it's just outside of our third dimensional thinking plane, which is our deeper thoughts, and where our belief systems is. And then you reach the higher fifth plane. So yeah, it's all through meditation, it's all through consciousness, it's all through belief system, and yeah, what you can get out of it for your healing. So that was just a way for me to be able to help you connect, and it helped me connect. So I'm always going to pay it forward and pass it on to the collective where I feel that it's needed. So that was our Sunday service for the day. I hope I didn't go through it too quickly. Yeah, and happy astral traveling, happy inner consciousness traveling, and happy ascension. Love you.